This may not resonate with every single Taurus because it seems pretty specific. I wasn't sure if I was going to post yesterday's message, but today's message is a confirmation for me that Spirit does want me to post it. Yesterday's message may not be for a lot of people either, but whoever it is intended for, this particular reading confirms for me that one, the person that it was intended for received the message, and that it was meant specifically for you because you've been playing it small, and because of the type of void that has been holding on to you. Shots had to be fired. Okay. I am picking up this energy of someone that is very psychic. All right, with these crystals here, very psychic, very intuitive. A lot of angelic energy communicates to you. A lot of deity energy communicates with you. Master teachers, all right? Or they attempt to communicate with you. What they're showing me here is they attempt to communicate with you, but you refuse to allow them to clearly speak to you, to bring you clarity, and to allow them to use you as a shepherd for those that are meant to receive your messages, those that are meant to receive and recognize your voice. You refuse to allow that transformation to blossom within you. And more importantly, you refuse to put yourself out there in the public eye. You refuse to really utilize your gifts and your talents that have been divinely guided and given to you for humanity. All right, it's something that's holding you back. You may get headaches a lot. You may deal with symptoms of high blood pressure. You may deal with symptoms of foggy thoughts and stress. A lot of ideas come to your mind. You may quiet those thoughts down through like substances, whether that be smoking or drinking. You may deal with the negligence that you know that you have been kind of ignoring when it comes to your intuition. Due to a relationship you may feel like you no longer have, okay? Or a connection that you may no longer have with a particular person. I keep getting this energy of you playing it small. The alignment, all of this was about aligning you to your North Node, aligning you to your purpose. You've been far too comfortable for far too long, and there's an unrequited love situation for some of you that has been blocking you from a true soulmate, a true love soulmate. You have been unable to be of service. So it's like wasted gifts, wasted talents, wasted purpose here. And I'm not speaking to everyone, but a Taurus that I'm speaking to here, you have great purpose. You didn't come here to just be a celebrity or a star. You came here to be a leader. You came here to be a teacher. You came here to be a guide. Okay, especially with this crystals here. You have a certain level or frequency of communication. You may have Aquarius in somewhere in your chart. Okay, so you are meant to be a speaker of some sort. And then you have number 52, shepherd here. So you are a shepherd. You see here with the shepherd. You are also meant to facilitate some type of transformation of how you got this chip off your own shoulder. You're supposed to be showing other people how you uniquely got this chip off your shoulder and teaching them how to get the chip off their shoulder. How to let go of the insecurity, how to let go of the tendency to be pessimistic and where that stems from. A lot of you, that was passed down from your pessimistic parents, okay? The worry, the stress, the anxiety. Those are all traits or attachments that have been passed down to you. Your disdainment for the public eye, recognition, and things like that. So it's like you ignored it. You probably was the first person in your family that really received this awakening. You shied away from it for so long, right? To the point where it's like it has killed so many relationships you were meant to build. It has done so many things. It's like it created envy. And so you lost friendships and you lost close relationship because of that. You don't even realize that it turns into envy and jealousy when you watch another person do the things that you slept on. When you see someone else in the collective do things that you couldn't do for yourself, right? Especially when God puts that person so close to you. Or they are so close of proximity to you where you resonate and you see them, you see yourself in them, right? But something about this says that, yeah, you can see yourself as another person and you can resonate and things like that. But if you never step up to the plate, right, and you never take a bat at something, then you never get to run. You never get to go through first and second and third base and go through the growing pains on every phase of development. The only thing that you can do from there is to kind of feel like, that's fucked up. Why not me? Those emotions are going to come up. The darkness is going to come up. The void is going to come up. And if no one calls you out on the fact that the void has become bigger than you, the shadow has become bigger than you, and is wreaking and is doing damage. Not only no longer to just yourself, but everywhere you go. The misery is now following. Right? So a lot of this block creativity and lack of movement. Yeah, oracle. You are either a reader, an oracle, or someone that has literally been sleeping on their own potential. There ain't no way to see that. I'm also seeing someone has been losing their gifts. These are consequences due to a certain level of a lack of, Spirit is not playing, a lack of transformation. We're too scared to go through a door. All right, or go to another level. So because you're afraid to go to another level, everyone else around you, it's like, well, if I can keep everybody else small, I will no longer feel as if I'm not doing enough. But your soul keeps saying you ain't doing enough. Your soul keeps saying you got more in you. So no, it's not about making everyone else feel small to fit into your world. It's about rising up to your own occasion and continuously setting the bar for yourself. How would anyone else know something was possible if every person thought that way? If everyone thought that, oh, where we are right now is the only level it needs to go to, none of us would reach for evolution. None of us would experience this side of the coin. How many of us can sit here and say that before us, we have ancestors and we have lineages that didn't get to see what it looks like to sit on this side of the fence? If they never aspired for more, if they never desired evolution, even against adversity, even against those that didn't agree, both publicly and discreetly, we wouldn't be sitting here today having this conversation. We would still be waiting. So yeah. It's important. It's important that whoever you are, and you gonna feel this in your bones, and you gonna know it's you. This reading may just be for one person, because it's never about the masses. It's about that one person that is meant to affect the masses. If you never rise, no one connected to you will rise. That is why you are such an important mission. That is why that mission impossible to go in and retrieve you, and to say what you don't want to hear, and to push your buttons, and though you may project back, and though you may fight back, and though you may bitch and moan and do all those other things, if no one triggers you, you will never get up. If no one says what you don't want to hear, you will never move. And that's the truth about it. Because it's something that has to be evoked. It's a ancient energy about you that resides inside of you. And if it's not called on, if it's not reached for, it will never rise. So this is why keeping you asleep, all right, and keeping you underneath a veil, and keeping you in your cognitive dissonance, and keeping you looking at life from a rose-colored glasses, and allowing and lying to you, and allowing you to believe that you are not as important, and that everyone else around you is just doing too much, has been the agenda, has been the narrative. I'm speaking to a Taurus that since they've been young, they've been taught and trained that this is evil. All right, authority figures have been in your life at a very young, influential age. And there's some type of negative experiences that you've had with authority figures, with status, with people of certain star quality or whatever. Leaders, authority figures, parents. You have acid reflux. You have a physical response to this type of energy. That's not fun. Okay? Damn. It puts a bad taste in your mouth. That's what we're not going to do. That's what we're not going to do. This has a lot to do with a lot of people in the world that I feel like are being, as a collective, outside of just Taurus energy, there's something going on collectively where it's like the world is waking up. Yeah, we have beauty, nature, and patterns. The world is waking up to the patterns, to the signs of the times. And then we have harmony, protection. It's so close. It's so close. When I tell you it's so close, this is about masculine and feminine energy. Changing the relationship. If you don't believe that things are changing and going in a positive direction, that's intentional. That's a projection. You can't see it because this energy wants to hold you there. Stress, anxiety, worry, insecurities, lack of self-confidence, all of the things that keep you from looking a person in their eyes and seeing humanity face to face, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. You are doing it. You are coming out of that shell. You are coming out of that isolation. Okay? You see this chair here? That loneliness. You're coming out of it. And it's scary. And you can feel it. And so that energy that opposing force is going to communicate to you. Negative self-talk is going to communicate to you and tell you that it's safer inside, that it's safer not to do it, right? The physical ailments, listening to me cough is like, oh, spooky, spooky. No, calm down. Nothing has that much power and autonomy over you to stop you from doing what it is that you feel guided to do. I don't care if people feel bad about, oh, they just feel some type of way about my looks. They just feel some type of way about my presence. They're bothered by my confidence. But no, that's a confirmation to you keep on pushing. You keep on shining. You don't dim your light. The nature of them is a reflection that that's exactly where you need to be going. All right, it's in that opposition, because I feel like you're not meant to continue hiding. Okay, you're not meant to continue sitting in the background. Okay, we have utilitarian, organized, intimidating. Yeah, they're no longer this force is no longer going to be able to intimidate you, and I feel like it's because your higher self is is trying to take over now, right? Your higher self, your Ori, your Godhead, your true soul essence is coming and manifesting into the physical. Speaking through you, communicating through you, your old ancient soul, your true oracle, who you always were underneath the skin. It's like you are Calypso. Male or female, don't matter. I'm describing the energy of how you were binded and locked, where something else, some other force was controlling how you love or how you allow yourself to be free. And it's like now you're about to come outside of your skin and you're about to transform. And that cycle of that force being able to intimidate you and talk you out of it and run you off. It's like a big bully that was ruling your life for far too long. It comes into the form of, like I said, a voice that speaks back to you, a habit that's been trying to dim you and make you procrastinate, people, places, and things, and it's going to manifest in other people. Because there's something special. I told you there's something special about the truth. Like I said, a lot of y'all are meant to speak your truth. And a lot of you came from family. You come from a long line of communicators through this oracle energy here. I'm telling you, your higher self is like, do you know who you are? You're a god. You're a goddess. Do you know? The spirit that resides within you, the heart chakra that you possess, is Christ consciousness. I promise y'all, I had to take some time, and I had to go to Narnia for a while. I had to go to Narnia for a while because I had questions. So you're going to see me posting on the community tab a lot of different scenes of wisdom that came from Aslan. And I recently rewatched all 3 of them with my children. And all I could do was cry because I remember having that sensation of like, wow, that those movies meant so much to me as a child. To be an adult and to watch that with my children, I didn't really understand the symbolism and the magnitude of those movies and the times of years that it came out. 2005. When we think back to the things that was happening back then, when I think back to the things that was happening in 2008 and then in 2010, it was so synchronistic. All right, so 5, 8, 10 or 1058 or 1085 could be angel numbers that may resonate for somebody. But the entire experience of it was about journey. It was about lessons. And the experience of being able to recognize the voice of the Holy Spirit within. Each and every single character represented the multi-duplicated facets of ourselves, both within and without. And when we come to that crossroads where we have to make these major decisions and make these major moves, it's already been paved for us. It's already been laid out for us. We're really only saying yes to ourselves, our higher self, and allowing everything that was already written inside of us to just play out freely. All of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And one of the biggest things that stuck out to me is when the character Edmund had betrayed his own family, right? And I think it was the evil queen, pretty much there was some type of law where if you were a traitor, or if you were evil, or if you were envious, or if you were easily tempted, the evil energy, the evil queen, you belonged to the evil queen. So it's almost like you belong to that house, like Harry Potter. So you belong to that house of the evil queen, and according to the laws of the universal laws of Narnia, right? No other god or no other representation of a leader, right, could take you away from that house, because your character, your choices determined who you were a representative for, right? So when you look at how Edmund was treated, it was a reflection of how he treated his own brothers and sisters. And if you look at the context, her objective was claiming or pretty much eradicating the sons and daughters of Adam and Eve, right? And Adam and Eve represents that symbolic journey of returning back to Christ consciousness, right? I just thought it was very interesting that he was expecting to have the best treatment, right? But she said, you sold out your own family. When she said that line, you sold out your own family for sweets. That changed the fucking game for me. It was like, how many stories have I come across? How many readings have I done where it's the willingness to sell out even ourselves to hear something sweet that we want to hear, to have what it is that we want, even when we're told no. To pretty much satiate whatever temptations we have. It's really a reflection of where we actually, what we represent. It don't matter how we dress it up. It don't matter as a people how we dress it up. What we want to represent. Our actions, our choices is going to reflect who we represent. And it's not a matter of light and dark, because like I said, it's duality, but it's more or less about knowing who you are. And I feel like for this collective that I'm talking to, I feel like I see Edmund in this energy. You understand? That's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing the archetype of Edmund, of never being, of feeling like that middle child, never being seen, never being recognized, feeling insecure, but wanting to feel special, wanting to be seen, but never really being seen, so shying away, just to go through a series or journey of an experience of a long path of negative things. And now that you're ascending beyond that barrier, I mean, she fought tooth and nail not to lose Edmund. And I feel like whatever grip this evil energy has had over this collective consciousness, it's fighting tooth and nail not to lose you, to keep you at that level of consciousness that restricts you from being able to access a broader perspective, a higher level of consciousness, and so forth. But when you break this barrier, when you complete this transformation, I feel like that moment with Christ consciousness will be restored. And it's like whatever you've done prior to that, no one else will be allowed to speak of it again. You've made amends with it, and that'll be done. And from that day forward, who gonna check you? You understand? I feel like that's what I'm seeing here. It's like, yeah, you've done things. We all have. But it's those things that you've done that's about to qualify you at the completion of your own rebirth. That's what I'm seeing here. And so that energy is going to intimidate you. That energy is going to tell you to turn away. That energy is going to tell you to think negative. That energy is going to confirm for you things that you are familiar with. Look at that. But you're not, and it all comes from you choosing to no longer be a victim. And in this, oh my fucking God. Oh my God. In part 3, they all were in a room. And the picture and this bed, I literally saw the same exact bed. And this picture, that's how they got back to Narnia. And it's about consciousness, source consciousness. Number 7, divine consciousness. If I could describe the energy that I sense here, I would recommend you watch The Chronicles of Narnia Part 3. You're a dragon. You are a dragon. You hear what I'm saying? You are their cousin. Their cousin's name was, like distant cousins. Okay, so his name was, I kept calling him Useless, but his name was Eusian or something like that. But I promise you, if you say it fast, I don't know if it's Yusuf or some shit like that, but I kept saying this person's name sound like useless, right? So he was such a complainer. He was such a pessimist the entire journey. He was just that character of, oh, why are you doing this? And why are you doing that? And what do you want to do that for? And no, that doesn't make any sense. And just so opinionated and so, he didn't cut his cousins no break. I mean, he was just a pain in the ass. And that's what I feel like. I feel like, he was very condescending the way he talked. He Mr. Know-it-all. tattletale type of energy. And he just had, he couldn't perceive anything good. He was like, you know, I'm telling the British authorities and I'm doing this. And he just couldn't perceive anything beyond his level of consciousness. So I feel like you're going from a level 3 to a level 7. So you're going to an upgrade. You're being upgraded. Let me see. Yeah. Damn. This is a door. This is an opportunity. This opportunity is going to allow your consciousness to be expanded upon. All right, because it's been narrowed. Okay, so this is narrow mind, narrow thinking. You're being aligned and spiritually guided to take some steps. And I really feel like yesterday I was talking to you. Amongst others, but there was a moment where I remember seeing this energy, and I'm glad that you didn't run away. And that says a lot about your character. That says a lot about who you are. And I remember asking myself, where I was like, Spirit, why you call me to the front line? Like, I don't like being to the front line. And in that moment, it was like, I need you to say this. I need you to do this. And I didn't want to do it. But after seeing these cards, I'm glad I did. and that's because I really... Like, I speak from the heart. I speak from passion. And whatever I feel in my heart, that's how I speak. That's how I move. And when I looked at the journey of every character in Narnia, like, they were getting their ass whooped, okay? They were getting their ass whooped. It was not no rainbows and lollipops. I mean, like, they were literally, they were having to slay people, and people were being slain. And they were being like, Eight of Swords. They had a lot to worry about. But they had to work through it, and they had to work together, and they had to learn how to work together. So that energy wouldn't be able to divide and conquer them. And it took 4, 2 and 2. 2 feminine, 2 masculine. And with 2 people, and for every one person, there is 2 feminines and 2 masculines. So when 2 people come together, it's 4. And that's crazy because I don't know what, out of nowhere, my son goes, Mommy, 2 + 2 = 4. And this was before we watched the movies and before we actually sat down. But I needed that. I needed that before I could return back here and speak again. I needed to be still. And I feel like you're about to go through a moment where you're about to let it go. Let something go that's been restricting you from evolving. That creative blockage is being released off of you. Like, you're Edmund. You're being given a second chance. Yeah, it's like Source is giving you a second chance. Redemption is here for you if you want it. Because at the end of the day, you are a Hierophant. You are a source. You are a resource of source consciousness, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You have a very inquisitive mind, sharp tongue. Your perspective is unique. You have a lot of intel from your past lives and your Akashic at your disposal. Okay? whew, you finna be like a page of swords. Ain't nothing getting past you. The 9 of Wands, like I feel like the 10 of Wands here, some of y'all, this has been a family blockage or a relationship. Definitely I'm seeing a family, yeah, not really wanting to let go of a relationship. For some of you, this is an unrequited love situation, I'm telling you. And you've been dealing with this unrequited love for a long time because you don't want to be, there's something about your pride, about the traditions or the belief systems of your upbringing, your marital life, your expectations from your I'm seeing here, yeah, the Page of Swords with this contract. This could be a marriage contract, and even if you're not physically married on paper, this may be like you share children together, deeds together, and you don't want to repeat karma from your forefathers, and you're trying to be the first in your family maybe to never separate your family or something like that, or ever divorce or something like that. For those of you that have like been divorced, you may be looking at it like, I don't want to be a failure by not being able to get back with a particular person. It may be too difficult for you to show up as the best version of yourself because of the 5 of Cups in reverse. Because Edmund didn't feel worthy of this. Is like you setting yourself free from regret. The only thing that's going to set yourself free from this pattern is you forgiving yourself. But once Edmund allowed himself, humbled his heart, the burdens of what was given to him or passed down to him as his crucifix from his family, how he internalized his family's experience. Okay, he had a different struggle. I see that same type of situation here, like you're trying to lay down that crucifix, lay down that burden, so you can give yourself permission that you're not going to repeat that same situation from your family. You're not going to be doomed to that same repetitive cycle, so long as you're aware of whatever you were meant to learn from it. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty in going through those lessons and those experiences, is what were you meant to gather from that experience? And until you see that, you can't hear the horn. You can't hear the voice of the Holy Spirit within. Yes, the King of Swords. This is also kind of giving me like low-key energy a little bit. Okay, because you know how like Loki was kind of that archetype as well. And I feel like the reason why I'm picking up on so many different archetypes from different movies and wisdoms and personalities is because, again, you hold so much Akashic information. I mean, like, the type of pick-up piles that you could do would be crazy. But anyway, moving on. You have so much wisdom stored. It's like you are a walking book. You are a walking Akashic record. You are a temple. You know what unrequited love is. You've been in those relationships. You're a master of being able to identify it in all levels of attraction, whether that be family, platonic, or romantic. You also know what it takes to properly transition when an unrequited love situation brings you to this forefront, brings you to this pivot. You're about to pivot on some shit right quick. Look at that. Temperance. Your higher self is saying, I'm not going to let you shy away and timid yourself and look down. I want you to look your oppressor in the eye. And if it's yourself, I want you to look yourself in the eye in the mirror and remind yourself that you're the beholder. that's pretty much what I'm seeing here. This is self-love. This is the final act of self-love. You releasing what no longer serves you. Letting go of what's burdening your heart. This is so your heart isn't heavy. Oh, yeah, a lot is being revealed to you about yourself so you can purge. And I feel like you're purging a lot of conditioning. This is like deep conditioning. I mean, look at that. The moon and the sun, the moon in reverse. A lot has been revealed to you in such a short period of time. I mean, like I'm seeing Tauruses that have literally performed magic on yourself. You have performed root work on yourself. You, whatever you want to call it, you've performed it in such a way by looking at your own ugly. I mean, and it's not pretty. But the moment you stop victimizing yourself, and the moment that you stop feeling sorry for yourself and disappointed in love, is when you started to feel that light come back again. Because the dark thoughts can't persevere. And so that discomfort of what each new memory is going to bring, they're saying, when you go through that next experience and you feel a little slighted or you feel a little hurt or that relationship didn't go how you want, there's going to be more. There's going to be more and more and more that's drawn to the light, that's drawn to the sun. And they want you to go out there and they want you to have fun and make more memories. Yeah, if you have the 5 of Cups in reverse, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, ain't no love lacking here. That parasite, oh my God, yes, part 3. You gotta watch Narnia part 3. I'm gonna post it on the community tab. This needs to be a discussion. This needs to be like really talked about, because there's a part where there was a grave evil, and then the North Star, which was the blue star, needed all 7, needed all 6. Which is what we are going through. This 6 is transformation of 666, unlocking your DNA. And as you're unlocking and decoding your own DNA, which is the information that resides inside of you, what happens? It's the pattern of the DNA that the pattern and the trend. So as you're unlocking that, the 6 swords, they all have to be placed on top of each other. You're going to need all 6 truths. It's a combination code, like a key, like sticking a key in, right? And then the 7th star comes from your guide. And she literally said it in the motherfucking movie. She goes, I am your guide. And when like both the men were like enamored by her beauty, she said, I was going to say booty. Sorry. She was like, I could change form if you need me to. And they were like, no, it's fine. I feel like that's what this is, a guide. So when they were on the boat, one of the things about being in the mist or being in that unknown realm, they were all in water now. Water is symbolic for the subconscious realm. It's also your emotions, right? It's where things get rocky as well. But they also come to the surface. So that's where shit gets strange. So they all said to Edmund, they were like, what did you just think? And so pretty much he thought his negative thought naturally. They told him that, I think they told, I don't know if it was Aspen or something like that, said that the hardest thing about this journey is that temptation is going to want you to turn on yourself. This journey is going to be a test of your own temptations, your own weakness. And before it shows you anything else, anything else outside yourself, is going to reveal the darkness within you as the individual, as the character. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. You've been on this journey. And so while they were in the ocean, his dark thought was, it looked like a huge ass parasite. You ever seen a tapeworm? That's what that shit looked like. And he conjured it up with his thoughts. Because whatever came out the water, out the mist, was a reflection of whatever he was thinking on the inside. And he was struggling with his acknowledgement. He was in this damn room. So this is like some characters here, and you may be playing a role. There's three main characters in your life right now, and you need to identify who those characters are. It's gonna give you some type of access. Ace of Cups. I feel as if when a person comes towards you in a romantic way, a charismatic way, Ace of Cups, you feel like you have to, when someone dates you, or wants to get to know you, or takes an interest to you, you start to think about, like, you start to neglect yourself. That's what I'm seeing here. Have a pattern of neglecting yourself to make yourself available. Like you split yourself too thin or something like that. Four of Swords. You have a lot of synchronistic numbers as well. Or this is what you tell yourself. Yeah, this is what you tell yourself. I can't do something. I can't have something that I want. I don't have enough time to date. I got too much things going on. It's not the right time. It's not perfect. I don't have enough time to do this. I don't have enough time to do that. So just when you're about to get excited to do something, something's been stopping you. But it's a construct of your own mind. As within, so without. Fear. And so you have to shatter the mirror. Or shatter this window. First of all, you have to complete this pattern, right? And then you'll be prepared to really face, you'll be prepared to face the real world. And when I say the real world, I mean this world. Because it's time, like, I feel like you have a strong resonance with being able to connect with Source in isolation. But when you go back into the 3D world and things like that, you struggle with being able to identify Source from that realm. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, what do I call you? Your name's not Aspen. Who are you? So the reason why Source calls you to go inward and connect with Source as your internal vessel, in your introspection mode, is so that way you can become familiar with recognizing the voice of that spirit within you. In this 3D realm, he's gonna have a different name, and it's not about a gender. It's about familiarizing yourself with what that, who that person is for you. You're gonna have to give that Source a name for yourself, that guiding spirit a name for you. It doesn't matter what you necessarily call it or what it looks like. It's how does the archetype, the Hierophant speaks about the archetype. How does the archetype show up for you in your life? That's the light that you're radiating outside, from within yourself outside. And then that's how you'll know. This is why I resonate with this name, this calling, and so forth. So this way, no matter who you date or who you come encounter with or what you go through in your 3D experience, you know that that source is always watching over you. But one thing you will never be able to deny is the source is going to speak to you from your heart. Okay? That's Christ consciousness. It's your heart chakra. So there is no need to compete or compare, because he has many names, okay? And they are not in war or in conflict with each other. And I feel like until that, strong connection has been established, relationships in general are going to feel unrequited. And that's just the truth. But King, Queen of Swords is here, which is letting me know here that there is somebody here for you. You have a match. You have a pair. You feel me? And I feel like it's... Whew, yep. A lot in common. So let's get a closing message. Let's get a closing message. So we, wow. This is how you know a reading. This is how I know my readings are done. I can't speak for nobody else. It's when shit hit like this. You see this butterfly? Look at your message. The butterfly. And it says rebirth. All right, Spirit. Thank you for letting me know that you're here, okay? You can reinvent yourself. Open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. Love every part of your journey, Taurus. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's all worth it. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, Taurus.